Another primetime game tonight. Browns, Broncos, Monday Night Football. Hey, the NFL wanted to see the Browns on primetime one more time. We lost the Thursday, but we still have this Monday. Playing the Broncos, one of our nemesis that we're playing against with the history of these two teams. But really, the history of this past year, I'm pretty surprised that the Broncos are having a pretty good year. I think that is a surprise. Browns in the playoffs last year. Broncos maybe competing for the playoffs this year. Eric, what are the Broncos doing this year that's working for them?
I think they're very lucky. Not gonna lie to you. They're 7-5. They've beaten teams like the Raiders twice, the Jets, the Panthers, and the Saints. They've lost to teams like the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Chargers. So they are beating the bad teams and losing to the good teams. The fortunate thing is they are playing more bad teams. I guess obviously the Browns lost to the Saints as well and the Raiders, so you can't really have that to look forward to. But they're beating the teams that they should be doing, so that is encouraging for their fan base. They have Bo Nix and Audric Estime on their offensive lineup. They are both rookies that are not necessarily tearing it up, but they're doing respectable work. Is basically all you could ask for. Bo Nix is only averaging 212 yards, and the running game is only averaged. They have not exceeded 105 yards on the ground in 4 of the last 5 games. But guess what? I've said this many times before, and I'll say it again. They are another team that is not turning the ball over. So you don't turn the ball over, you have a good chance of winning this league. So that's basically what they're doing. Their defense has been fine enough, and they have Cortland Sutton on offense, who's been a respectable receiver. Most things that I could say is they have won the turnover battle the sack battle 9-2 in the last 2 games. I would like to think that Myles Garrett and company can help with that for the Browns this week, but you win the turnover battle, you win the sack battle, and you kind of play a clean game, you're going to win a lot of games. So Sean Payton's doing a good job with that team. I'm kind of surprised they are where they are, but more power to them. And I think the Browns can still have a chance in this game, but they are basically doing what they should be doing at this point in time.
The boring Broncos not turning the ball over. What fun is there in that? Jameis is
Yeah.
living on the edge, but while living on the edge, we've gotten a lot out of Jerry Jeudy this past year. Drew, what are you most looking forward to with this Monday night game?
Yeah, I would say I'm looking forward most to continuing what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the last game. Putting TJ Watt on a milk carton, who was just Mr. MIA, Mr. Whine and cry about how you're the defensive player of the year, and then you throw up a bagel, you throw up a golden sombrero, even bother showing up to the stadium. Talking about winning the sack battle, TJ Watt didn't even bother to get off the bus. You talk about the turnover battle. The Browns certainly turned it over plenty. I think it was 3, 4 different turnovers. Did everything they could to keep the somehow barely out of last place Pittsburgh Steelers in that game. And the Steelers did what they do best, which is underachieve and snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. So I'm looking forward to the Browns playing a team that their record is better than they are. I know in the NFL, you are what your record says you are, and it says the Browns are one of the worst teams in football. And when they had Deshaun Watson at quarterback, that was very much true. And I know that the Steelers and the Broncos have a very good record, and that would lead one to think that those teams are actually good. But I think in both cases, it is fool's gold, and we get a chance to see another team that has this record that would indicate that they're pretty good. But when all is said and done, they are not as good as that record might otherwise indicate. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Jameis Winston can do and against another relative to their record thoroughly overrated team. And I don't mean the Broncos themselves are completely overrated. I think they're probably rated about where they should be, which is an above average team. That's who they are this year. It's been a big improvement. But to sit here and say that they are this team that should have this winning record, that should be regarded as one of the better teams in the AFC, much like the game the Browns just played against a team that's not one of the best teams in the AFC, but their record somehow would lead you to indicate that they are. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do against the team that's just like the team that they just played on Thursday Night Football.
So we'll see. We'll see Nick Chubb coming off 2-touchdown game against the Steelers. What will he do in this game as he continues his comeback? We'll see what Jameis has in store. We don't need to trick Myles into this being a primetime game. It's a primetime game, the bright lights. Let's see the defensive player of the year for this year prove his case one more time before we play the Steelers again. Lots of momentum in this losing season, but would certainly love to see another victory for the Browns.